All right, folks. New DLC has landed with the last chieftain. Sorry, and I wanted to just go through the patch and just talk about other things too. They've introduced some civilizations. I will make videos on all those civilizations and some casts. We'll have lots of fun, but I want to also go through the other aspects. All right. Now I am quite tired at the time of recording this. I'm actually not going to read. Nah, screw it. I'm going to read this. Welcome to a new update for Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, headlined by the naval overhaul to refresh water combat, economy, and ship balance, including a new Hawk line counter to fire ships. Several civilizations have also gained access to catapult galleons, further shaking up late-game naval pressure and shoreline siege options. Multiplayer gets a quality of life boost with the new cross-platform voice chat feature in lobbies. Thoughts on that? It's auto-enabled, by the way. So, like, if you have a microphone attached to your PC and you're in a lobby or a game right now, that's auto-enabled. You can turn it off. That could be good or bad. I don't know. Plus, added accessibility options like text-to-speech and speech-to-chat. Visually, the update rolls out new regional garrison flags and civilization-specific waypoint gather point flags alongside new profile icons for every civilization. It also features an Inca overhaul to align with the new DLC's South American civilization lineup, plus a refreshed Pachacuti campaign and a broad sweep of bug fixes and balance changes driven by player feedback. The new gather points, at least for some of the civs I've seen it with so far, are very nice. I actually quite like it. While there are plenty of notable fixes and features to which to look forward to in today's build, here are some of the big highlights coming with this month's update. New naval gameplay, voice chat in multiplayer lobbies, regional garrison flag graphics, new civilization things, new profile icons, and, okay, literally everything they just said in the paragraph. Let's move down to other things. I typically move past the stability and performance stuff and the achievement stuff, and now we're into it. Yes. Oh, God, flashbang. They added a new graphic for what for many years we would call a boar. The Javelina added a new graphic. This is a little bit more accurate. I suppose... Oops, I did it again. I'm sorry. It fixed an issue showing wrong farm texture on certain ground types. These are all issue fixes. They talked about owls displaying on hawks. Skip. Okay, new South American UI. That's kind of cool. They added new reporting options to the lobby report menu. I think we got somewhere with some of our videos. That's at least 0.1% some of the videos I made about reporting not working properly. I will take 0.1% credit. Fixed Flemish militia being displayed in Burgundian's tech tree to be available after researching Flemish Revolution, instead of being available from feudal age by default. Tooltip fixes, bamboo trees are proper, icons. There's so much here. Added a new stats icon for units that ignore armor or deal damage over time. You know, my first thought on that is, first off, it probably makes sense because some of that was a bit new to AoE 2. I also wonder if they're adding different types of like damage indicators, if they're going to lean heavier into that type of balance, you know? Like with new things in the future. Makes you think. Here's the new careening and dry dock technologies. I don't like them. I'll get used to them. I'm going to miss my old careening. And, I mean, one is I guess it's fine. Here's the flags. Okay. Major flag update. Regional garrison flags on top of buildings and ships. Waypoint and gather point flags unique to each civ. That's so sick. I love this. We saw that in the one cast we just did. This is very nice. I'm a very, very pro flag guy. They look very cool. New garrison flags are linked to the architecture sets. That's so cool. That's so many flags, man. That is so cool. I like that. Unique waypoint flags for every civ. Which ones can you recognize? Well, I can't recognize that many right now, but we'll move on. So they've added hotkeys. They've fixed issues with hotkeys. It says a handful of hotkeys will have their values reset to default with this update as a necessary step for the new system. Oh boy. Yeah, so hotkeys are going to reset for people. You got to fix a bunch of stuff probably. This explains a lot because I was having some issues while testing. So they need to be fixed. Just be aware, be aware, be aware. Multiplayer, they added the voice chat for all platforms. You can go into your settings to remove it. I want like gameplay stuff. I want balance decisions, to be honest. We've taken some time on that. Balance decisions, not campaign. I'm a campaign guy sometimes, but I don't think you guys are here for this. Balance. Okay, finally. Balance. Fortified Church. Did they nerf it? Please tell me, dear God, they've nerfed it. Bonus damage versus buildings reduced from 5 to 0. Nice. Range reduced from 6 to 4. Nice. Range now increases from blacksmith attacks. With blacksmith attack upgrades. I think this is a very nice step. Because basically the issue with the church was it could shut down an entire push and it had crazy range and could fire arrows. If they're not going to remove the arrows firing from the churches, which I wanted, which they don't want to do, if they're not going to nerf the build speed, then this is a good step because now you can still have churches that get to just as strong in terms of damage output and range, but you have to invest into it, right? It is now a strategic decision to get Fletching and get Bodkin. So that is good. That is good. Siege Tower. Ooh, the Siege Tower nerf is big. They've reduced the HP to 175. It no longer increases movement speed with garrison infantry units. But the base movement speed has been increased to 0.96. I kind of like that a little bit. Because, like, the base movement speed was super slow. The HP was clearly a little high. I think it still could be very strong. It still could be very viable. It might not be as insane as it has been and over the top. You'll still see it, but you won't see it all the time. I think it's a good step. Fire Lancer, the other thing that needed nerfed big time. Cost increase from 40 wood, 45 gold to 45 wood, 5 gold, which is nothing. Elite Fire Lancer upgrade has been increased from 650, 400 to 750, 400. Okay, that's not nothing. But, I mean, 5 more wood increase. I guess it's a triple nerf. Because the training time has been increased for Castle Age. Oh, wait. No, this is huge. No longer uses ranged attack in melee combat. Oh, that's huge. Like, at all. That's huge. How does that even... I'm curious how the implementation of that works. I don't know. We'll have to see. I think they clearly recognized that the Fire Lancers were way overpowered, and they made 4 adjustments to it. So that's definitely a wait and see. Curious on how the last one works. But I appreciate they adjusted it. Elite Skirmisher bonus damage versus Mameluke armor class is being increased from 0 to 2. For those that don't remember, it used to be the case, and they removed it. I saw someone on the subreddit this morning or last night with a massive book complaining about this, saying, at 1200 elo, Saracens are bottom win rate, blah, blah, blah. Let's be real. You get to a certain amount of Mamelukes, like, feels like nothing counters it. Arbalest doesn't even feel like a valid counter. Having a little bit of skirm additional bonus damage, I think, is okay. Still, Mamelukes are very viable, in my opinion. So that's fine. Rocket Cart increased from 130 wood, 155 wood to 135, 155. They really like their 5 wood increases. That feels very negligible, but hey, a little bit more wood could maybe go a long way. I don't know. Watchtower line, bonus damage versus ships, reduced. Okay, so they've reduced this. This must have something to do with how some of the Navy things interact, which we have to get to. Sea Tower bonus damage versus ships has been reduced. That's very specific. Oh, this is the big one, guys. Maybe the biggest thing of the whole patch. I'm curious on your thoughts. Existing farms and pastures are now proportionally affected by farm upgrades. I'm curious if you think this is good, bad, mid, not sure. I'm going to be real. I always liked how, if you decided to get lots of farms early before horse collar, there was a bigger downside to it. I feel like it's way more likely all of the builds become the same in terms of how you build up an eco now, right? Like in the past, it was, okay, I'm going to get my farm upgrades. I'm going to boom up. I'm going to greed. And if I can hold on for the next 2 to 4 minutes and like Castle Age, then it'll start to pay off. But now, it in my opinion, it's bailing you out if you didn't get them early. It'll lead to more aggressive players benefiting versus the eco players. I'm just saying, like, I think it kind of muddies it brings everyone kind of closer together in the middle. So I'm not sure I love it for that reason. It's definitely better for people who miss their farm upgrades. But there is less extremes in the way economies flow in the game, which I don't think is necessarily a positive. But yeah, that's kind of my take on it. So we'll see. I don't even know, like, we'll see exactly how this plays out with the meta over time, too. Okay. Naval update has had a lot of things. Fishing ship HP has been reduced. Gather rate has been reduced. You can now gather gold from whales, a new aquatic resource. I told my marine biologist fiance that they added the ability to harvest from whales in the game. She, spends a lot of time trying to, save whales and rehab whales, but no, she's actually okay with it because it's a history game and it's fine. Can now garrison inside of docks for protection. That's the biggest one. That is the biggest one. Because now, if you are greedy, let's say, and don't produce on water, you can now hide your fishing ships inside your docks. Which adds things you can do in the game. So I will see how the projectiles work from the docks. They've made some changes. But like being able to garrison adds for a little bit more strategic flexibility, I would say. And it makes water less snowbally. So my take with the farm thing was it just like eliminates some strategy. But here I think it actually adds viability and adds different things you can do, which isn't necessarily bad. I kind of like it. Also, this is one of my favorite changes. You can get fishing lines now, which increases the fish rate. So they nerfed the overall fish rate for fishing early, which can be very strong right now. But now that's a bit weaker. And now you have to get fishing lines as an investment to boost your fishing eco even further. Which means if you win water, it's not like, oh God, a massive eco lead now. It's like, okay, do you want to invest a little bit more into that eco lead to boost it? Yes or no? So again, to me, I like it. I like pros and cons to decisions. Gill nets, fishing ships work 20% faster. Fishing ships work 10%. Okay, so they changed this basically because gill net still is there, but it's a second upgrade. Fish traps, they've increased the HP significantly, which is interesting. I wonder why. Armor has been increased as well. Interesting. Moved fish trap rebuild from dock to fishing ship UI. Why did they buff the fish traps like that? I don't know. Trade cogs can be configured to trade for golds, wood, or food, gold and wood. Before we move on, community games are canceled forever because, my God, you know those games where people are trading and there's no wood and they'd only get gold and then they have to buy wood? Like now you can actually get wood with your trade, which means the game's going to go on 5 hours longer. So I guess you think this helps, but this really just makes the games go on so much longer. It is cool, though. It is cool. I like that you could do it. But it's, oh, man. All right. At the dock, you now have the medium warships and the heavy warships upgrade, replacing the war galley upgrade. I asked for this for many years. I'm happy the devs finally got around to it. Like, the dock was confusing, right? And so you would have to get the War Galley upgrade, and then it would upgrade all the ships, and it wasn't intuitive. So now you have like a generalized ship upgrade, just called warships, and it upgrades all types of ships. It makes so much sense. So I really like that. They also have changed a couple things. They've added in some ships, which it hasn't really touched on yet. I guess that's next. I think they added siphons. Fire ships gain an additional gain an explosive charge attack. They added clinker construction, where ships move faster. Oh, all these are new. I'm going backwards. Carvel Hall is new. Wait, what the? So it's 2 separate speed upgrades, I'm guessing? One unlocks the other? That's probably what that is. Or they made a mistake. Incendiaries, fire ships detonate when sunk, gaining blast radius. You also have careening for Pierce armor. You also have dry dock for the additional Pierce armor. So it's just additional speed and Pierce armor, which is fine. That's fine. You never had a speed upgrade available in Castle Age before, right? That's what this would be. So this is Castle, and this is Imp. So that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. The biggest worry about the water stuff for me, guys, is the Hulk. Because when they did the tournament with the new water balance, and they were testing it basically with a 25K tournament, I said to my admins, I'd never been less disappointed to miss a tournament in my entire life. That's very brutal, but it was just a freaking Hulk fest. I hated it. So anyways, they have the Hulk and they balanced it now. But you've got the Hulk, the War Hulk, and the Carrack now. So you have like a grappling hook. So for melee engagements now, we might see more Hulks than fire ships. So yeah, it's vulnerable against galleys. They also made some changes to demos and stuff. They've increased the Loose Swan reload time here. I know I'm skipping around, but the Loose Swan is very, 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 very strong. And I think people have not really realized that from the new DLC because no one plays water. So that's probably a needed nerf. They've also reduced the demolition damage. What do we think about that, guys? They've reduced the demo damage. They've reduced the demo damage. They've reduced the demo damage. Also, our Hulks, so the Hulks don't die. Think about it, right? Let's say you're in the dev room. You come up with something new. You want your new thing to do a little bit better, right? You don't want your new thing to get smashed. They'll come back. Demos will be back. Give it 6 months. They'll come back. Demos will still be strong. Maybe this fits the balance now. But that's a little disappointing for me. But the whole water balance is going to change. HP and attack bonuses have been adjusted for the galley line. I guess they're not going to tell us exactly what that is. Am I missing something here? This says the HP attack and attack bonuses have been adjusted, and it lists what the adjustments are. And here it says the same thing, and it doesn't list what the adjustments are. And then fire ships, HP attack and attack bonuses have been adjusted. And then no longer deal both pierce and melee damage. Now only deal melee damage. Okay. Well, I mean, we're going to have to see with the water stuff. Moving on. Slinger. This is a big one. We're back on land. Everybody smile if you're happy to stop talking about the boats. I am hesitant about the new water balance. We'll see. I think they're the economic stuff and the technology stuff with the docks have me excited. I think I am scared of the Hulks. But beyond that, everything else is good. Okay, slingers no longer cost gold. It is 70 food and 10 wood. Their HP has been reduced. Their attack has been reworked. They have way less damage against infantry now. And they also do more damage against basically everything else. So they're a better overall unit. It's basically a trash unit now. But don't think of it as a trash unit that just insta-kills infantry anymore. So I think that's okay. They gain the skirmisher armor class as well. Armenians, warrior priest cost increase from 30 food, 50 gold to 40 food and 50 gold. So they have made the warrior priest a little bit more expensive, combined with nerfing the churches like we talked about at the start. That's probably a step in the right direction. I still find it very, 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 very crazy that a Castle Age warrior priest beats a champion. And that, like, I think the stats for a warrior priest of what it could do is insane. But, I mean, that's a nerf. So, Aztecs gain the catapult galleons. So they get the catapult galleons. Bengalis, Ratha are a big problem. Ratha Pierce Armor reduced from 2 to 1. Ratha Cav Archer or class has been reduced from 1 to 0. So that's for the elite, sorry. Listen, this whole Ratha build, like the Fast Castle Ratha stuff we're seeing at a high level is a whole mess. That having the ranged and melee mode is a mess. At one point, it felt like you could make skirms to counter this unit, and then they gave them more armor, so they're basically undoing that. So I like the nerf. I still think the unit's very viable and strong, but you could actually make skirms against them and maybe do a bit better now. Genitor bonus damage against the Mamelukes, I guess to be consistent with the skirms. Nothing new. Flemish Militia HP has been reduced from 45 to 40 in Feudal. And then Fishing Lines is available in the Dark Age. That's kind of cool because that's the Feudal Age fishing upgrade now, right? Yeah, I like that. Flemish Militia felt a little bit too strong, but if you nerf them too much more, you won't see them at all. I think that's fine. Byzantines, fire ships and Dramans attack faster civilization bonus increased from 20% to 25%. Okay. I don't know why we're buffing Byzantines out of nowhere. I don't think there's a precedent for that, but I haven't tested all the new water balance. So maybe Byzantines are weak against some of the other ships. They used to be 25. They're just reversing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing this, like, when Hulks come into play and all these different ships, that maybe this needs a bit of a boost. But Dragon ship HP reduced from 145 to 135. Same thing. Like, they know things about the water that we don't. I can't tell you much about the Dragon ship, except that it looks really cool and I want to ride in one. So I think that they know things that we don't with the new water balance and are just making adjustments. Humans get the catapult galleons. Hindustanis, allied elite step lancers no longer benefit from the team bonus, granting +2 attack versus buildings. What? Well, there goes my strategy. That's rather specific. But okay. All right. Don't make lancers with a Hindustani ally, I guess. Okay, Incas, this is a big one. So they gain access to champion warriors. They gain access to catapult galleons. They gain access to settlements. So no longer militia or like champion line, right? Soldiers cost less food reduced. Instead of 10, 15, 20, 25, it starts at 5. Honestly, that could have happened before all these other changes. I think that's a good move. Houses provide +5 population space. Now as houses and settlements provide +5 population space? What? I mean, we've been seeing, like, because you could build one house and an immediate barracks, we have been seeing a militia meta develop, right? So now you can go like house, barracks, settlement. That could be a very strong build. Settlement is your new eco building, right? You drop off all resources at it. So think lumber camp, mill, mining camp combined. So that would be very strong for the early game stuff. Fabric shields, effect reduced from +1 melee armor, +2 pierce armor to +1/+1. Now affects champion warriors. I think that was probably just a step to make sure the champions aren't too strong, which is fine. Elite Kameyuk pierce armor has been increased. I like that because Kameyuks were not made a lot. Because they would make eagles, and now they don't get eagles. Because they lose access to eagles. They lose access to lumber camps, mining camps, and mills because of the settlements. Well, if you get the right player with this bonus, this can be very strong. Your average player, this will be very nice, but not game-changing. At the highest level, I can already see Dragonstar, like, freaking out right now. He's going to do some wild stuff with that. Okay. Italians. Dawkin University technologies cost less civilization. Bonus reduced from 33% to 25%. Was that not at 25% before? I kind of forget. I feel like they moved that around a little. Either way, that's still probably still very good on water. Pitons, herder gather rate reduced by 4%. Skirmisher, Spearman, and Scout line train and upgrade faster civilization bonus reduced from 25 to 15%. So what? It's been, how long has it been since that DLC launched? Those bonuses all combined have been a bit much for the early game. You can't go too far because the Khitan late game is a bit weak. You know what's wild to me? You know what? I'm not even going to say it because I don't want everybody to hear it and I don't want everyone to talk about it before I make the video. But there's something about the Khitans I want to make a video on. I'm skipping it. Sorry to debate you there, but Koreans. Turtle ship reduced from 152 180 to 152 30. Wow, so that's a very big discount. We might actually see more turtle ships. They also have increased the attack. They have increased the pierce armor, and they have increased the melee armor. Did turtle ships just get a quadruple buff? Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we'll definitely see turtle ships more. And I think the turtle ships, the guys actually row in the boat now. I think the oars actually move. Hardy, if you have time, he probably doesn't have time. Never mind. I won't press the button. But you'll see it eventually. Mayans get catapult galleons. Poles, newly built folwarks now also collect 10% of current food from existing farms. Again, like with the farm thing, I actually don't love it. I like the pros and cons of, did you build the farms around the folwark? Yes or no? Did you get the farm upgrade before your farm? Yes or no? This is just along the same lines of their other farm change. I still feel like I'm just not a big fan of that direction. It's not that big a deal. But yeah. Portuguese, they've removed the Carrick unique tech. There's a new unique tech. Circumnavigation, available in Castle Age. It costs 250 food and 150 wood. The effect is it sets the entire map to explored, and ships train 33% faster. Guys, ships train 33% faster. This Civ has more HP on their navy already, and cheaper gold units. People would pay 1,000 food and 800 gold for shipwright. Like, forget about the explored. People would pay 1,000 food and 800 gold or 700 gold for shipwright for faster producing and slightly cheaper ships. So you're spending that, like, you're not spending any gold on that. Less than 500 res to get 33% faster ships on water maps, that's insane. And you get Fatorias. So if you run out of wood, you're just camping there. Very strong. So I think balance-wise at the highest level on water maps, this is very strong. But I do really like the tech. Agreed? Like, I think if you... It's tricky because these two effects are very different. Setting the map to explored is really fun and, like, kind of cool. And then this at the highest level is, like, super, super dominant. So they're, like, kind of tough there because you don't know what to set the cost, but I think the cost should be more expensive. It is cool. But I'm just thinking about, like, the 1% of games that go to, like, the Islands games with Portuguese or something. Spanish. Missionaries can now carry relics. Missionary with relic-based movement speed reduced from 1.1 to 0.9. So 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, for a long time behind the scenes, I've been asking, please, can we let missionaries pick up relics? Give Spanish something more, right? And over time, they gave Spanish gold when they researched their technologies. They gave missionaries more armor, benefiting from those other armor stats. They have received some other buffs since. Some people, some pros think this is too much. I'm actually very excited for it, even if it is too much. It might be, but, like, damn it, let's see some missionaries, you know? They still lack range compared to monks. I think it'll be kind of fun. Even if it's a little strong. It's whatever. Imperial skirms also get the bonus damage against the Mamelukes. This one's kind of... I'm not sure I'm in love with some of this. So they've nerfed the longboat, which is probably needed. The longboats are really strong. That's fine. Just a small nerf. I just really don't like with this whole water change that Vikings, the Civ, who is part of their identity was they don't get fire ships, that they get fire ships. And then they lose demos. So it's part of the naval overhaul, but that is going to, I'll probably get used to it, but that to me is going to feel weird. They've also reduced some of the discounts the Civ gets. So they just nerfed it ever so slightly, and they gave it fires. All right, back to the Chinese DLC, which had some OP crap. We got Wei, Zhanbei Rider, train time increased from 26 to 29 seconds. Cost increased from 60.25 to 65.25. Guys, 3 months ago I was casting, and I thought they'd implemented this, so I knew they were going to implement this, and I said on a stream in front of all of you and like a lot more about this, and my co-caster was like, no, or chat was like, no, that nerf never happened. And I was like, yeah, it definitely did. And then I got messaged later. They were like, yo, shut up. So I knew that was coming. That's good. Train time's actually the biggest thing here, to be honest. Because it's a Cav Archer unit and massing them early castle age takes time. So that's fine. There'll still be really good Civ. How would they not nerf the Tiger Cav? I don't understand that. Tiger Cav, attached to a civilization that gets new villagers every single time you get an ecotech. That's crazy. High Pierce Armor Cav unit. Very unique in that it's a high Pierce Armor Cav. We had like only one in the game before. You now get more HP if you get a kill. You get more attack damage when you get a kill. And you don't even have to research a unique tech for those bonuses. It's just like, that's a lot. Woo, careening dry dock available 1 age earlier. Cost and research time minus 75% civilization bonus has been just changed to careening and dry dock free. So, we weren't, from the devs' perspective, they probably have the stats, and they probably did not see careening and dry dock researched that frequently with a 75% discount, okay? So, they want Woo to be more special in water, so they're just going to give it to him free. I don't love free stuff. I don't, because it's not strategic for me, and there's not like pros and cons to decision making, but whatever. I guess it's just careening and dry dock. Not in love with it, but yeah. Infantry regenerates HP civilization bonus has been adjusted from 10, 20, 30 to 10, 15, 30. That's good. I find the regen is very strong in feudal. I find it was especially strong in castle, and imp it was fine. So I'm fine with that. And then they reduced the melee armor from the Jean Swordsman to 0. That's also really good. Makes them still very strong on what they're good at, but a bit weaker in early castle age against a couple other units. Would you guys agree? I hope you do. Then they talk about some maps. They talk about how they made some adjustments to Arabia. The thing that really disappointed me is they added chickens to the map. So people would take chickens, but they still had deer in the middle of the map. So every high-level game, people are just finding the deer. It says a secondary faraway group of huntable animals for each player will now always match the primary one. For example, if a player spawns with nearby deer, the further neutral patch will also be deer. Yeah, this is good. This is good. If a player spawns with nearby chickens, then further neutral patch will be chickens as well. Good. So now it's if it's either mega deer or mega chickens, and if it's a chicken map, people will actually play it accordingly instead of pushing 2 to 3 deer. I like that. If you don't like chickens and you like your deer, you better get used to chickens. There's also greater variance in the amount of huntables that spawn, increased number of themes, which means I guess variety of the map. They also less overall extreme elevation. I like the extreme elevation. I'm very pro extreme elevation. I am very anti-extreme elevation every single time. Give us variety. Give us the flat gens. Give us the big wood lines. Give us the small wood lines. Give us the hills. Give us the this. Give us the that. So, Coastal Forest added a neutral, indestructible dock in the furthest corner from players, allowing them to trade with it. Oh, when's Tuesday, dude? Guys, can we please vote Coastal Forest in so I can cast Lowy the Legends and watch people trade? Please. I need that. Adjusted the amount of starting villagers in Regicide game mode on the map Fortress. All right. It just added whales. I've yet to see what a whale looks like. Do we not have a whale photo? Fix some issues. They added some trees. Man, people's details the thing that people notice is crazy with this game. I saw a subreddit post this morning. Somebody posted a photo of one of these new trees, and then they posted a photo of the actual tree and said that it was incorrect. But they went into the game and clicked the tree, and the tree was named improperly. Oh, God. Sorry. And they found out before the patch even came out. They were like, this is wrong. Water weeds. What's going on in there? It looks like there was an oil spill in that water. No? Maybe there was. I don't know. Ah, cool. A new cliff type. That'll be really fun. All right, added the terrace. That matches the DLC. We got the oak green tree. We got the monkey puzzle tree. We got the Brazil wood. It's weird. They're saying that that's a tree, but that looks like a relic to me. Wax palm. I really hope there's different wood counts on these. I honestly, you're going to call me stupid, but I will be very disappointed if the tiny trees don't have less wood. Because think about like the what we've done with some of the maps, right? We have like 50 wood trees to balance out things, and like I think it'd be really fun from a map scripting perspective to actually have different wood amounts. Just like to some degree. Papaya tree. Oh, wait, no, that's a forage bush. Oh, shoot. Okay, so you could take food from that. Pineapples. We got new herdables, capybara. Oh, they're cute. I think the first game I have with a capybara, I will feel bad and I won't be able to kill them. But you got to do what you got to do after a while. We got the tapir, which is a new violent huntable animal. All right. We got new huntable animals. The guanaco? Guanaco? All right. Again, imagine if that was like, you know how elephants have 400 food, rhinos have 400 food, boars have 340? What if that's like 180? 40 food difference between this and a deer would be so nice. We got the rhea. All right. We got wild alpacas. It's a new decorative wild animal. So you can't like interact with it. It's decorative. Okay. Alpaca as a scout? So wild alpaca and alpaca. Okay. You can scout with an alpaca now. Wow. That's amazing that the alpaca plays a really big part in a upcoming battle. Can you like spit at people? I hear they spit. Snakes? Amphibious animal that wanders around the map, deals poison damage. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Also, can you put them in the water like that, or is that just a visual thing? Damn. Caiman has lower base stats than other predators, but with charge attack. Wow. Black panther? Oh, sick. Condor? Flamingo? Whale? There's the whale. Okay. All right, chat. What species? What species of whale? I'm going to be asked this question by my partner. I'm not really sure I know. I would guess like a... I don't know. I should know. Blue, gray. I don't think it's a sperm. Humpback. All right. Take your word for it. Oh, that's cool. They added a new little rock object with the little howler monkeys. That's really nice. Oh, that's cool. I like that. And then also they talk about some of the lobby stuff. Pathfinding. That's always a fun part of these patches. Improved building waypoints, ungarrisoned behavior. Improved ungarrisoned cavalry units obstacle detection after being ungarrisoned. Mitigated range units regrouping when being issued a movement command after shooting. Mitigated range units unintentionally funneling into narrow spaces when microing. Okay, interesting. Well, you know what we say? Every time they've improved the pathing, I'll believe it when I see it. Because I have seen this word and the pathing section for 6 years. And if they take 2 steps forward, it might be 3 or 4 steps or 1 step backwards. I don't know. I did have one really bad regroup in my testing game, like a really bad regroup where my units went forward before going backwards and ate a mangonel shot. So hopefully that's not consistent. I I don't think there's a lot of other big things here, to be honest, and we've talked for a very long time. This is a very big patch. But we do have a couple more things. We have the Andean ruins. Yeah, did they say anything about fixing the tower bug? Tower. No results. Oh, I spelled tower wrong. Fixing issues preventing towers from automatically shooting in multiplayer games, forcing the players to manually target enemies. Nice. They fixed that. Cool. Where were we? Back down to the just the last couple things here. Andean ruins. That looks super dope. I like it. I'm a big fan of the architecture here. Andean burned buildings. Nice. That's fun too. War dogs. What? Can you interact with them? Or are they just like visuals? They're new editor objects, so I guess they're just visuals. Woof woof. Woo woo woos in chat. Gunpowder kegs. Oh, dude, imagine if you could shoot them. Don't give the devs ideas. They've also added additional options to the task object trigger, which I guess is just in scripting. And we're scrolling, and that is basically it. Party is saying you can shoot the barrels in the campaigns. Wow. Okay. Wait till... Oh, we have to do gunpowder keg nothing then. Yes! Gunpowder keg nothing. War dog nothing. I don't know about Andean burned buildings nothing. That's probably not going to work. All right. Cool. So I'll let you look at the kegs as I give my closing thoughts. Okay. In general, here's how I feel about the patch. First off, to those that listen to me talk for 42 minutes about this, I really do appreciate you. In general, I think the devs are kind of on, for the most part, I really like the way they balanced the civilizations overall. I'm talking about like all the civs. I thought the changes were very nice. There's a couple I disagree with here, there, but no major ones. I felt like they overstepped a little bit in the past. They brought it back a little bit. All that stuff was good. There's a couple things I still don't know if I'm being a stubborn old man on, like the farm thing. The thing is, if you make a change like that, you never go back, right? And I always thought it was nice. Pros and cons. If you don't get the farm upgrade, you can get more farms out early, but there's a downside later on. You need to think about that as a player. I feel like with the change they've made now, you can just get the text at any time, and it kind of boosts all your farms anyways. That'll take that will take some of the flavor out of some aspects of builds for me, but we'll wait and see on that. I think the new civs are very good at what they do, but I don't think they're the best civs in the game. I think that if anything, they're very good in early game and weak in late game, which from what I understand about the region, probably fits. And then the water, I think the water is going to be a wait and see. I'm really scared. I'm very, 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 very scared of the Hulks. I'm worried about hybrid maps not being, what they are right now, which I think, at least for competitive AoE, is good. But yeah, overall, I think it's a really nice patch. I think I'm way happier with the work that they have done with this patch and the work that they did on the civs than I was with the Three Kingdoms DLC. Would you agree or disagree with me, chat? It's okay if you disagree. That's my feeling. I felt the Three Kingdoms DLC was... I don't know. I just don't feel like it was necessarily the region or like the focus that people were expecting when they teased it for a long time. Like people were not expecting the whole like Three Kingdoms edition. The balance too, like there are some units that were introduced in the Three Kingdoms that have like 4 bonuses out of the box, which is insane and didn't really feel right. And these new civs don't have that. And there's a lot more like pros and cons. And in terms of decision making, so I'm happy with it overall, and we'll see how it goes. I obviously will make as much content as from it as I can. I am not paid to say these thoughts because if I was paid to say these thoughts, I would not have said that they really missed the mark with Three Kingdoms, and they still need to nerf a couple things there, and I still can't believe they did it. It's just my thoughts. All right, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Cool. Yeah, like this video if you watch on YouTube, I guess. Hardy, thank you for editing this. It was very long.